King Charles and Queen Camilla lead majestic carriage procession. As German president's historic state visit begins in Windsor splendor. Windsor Castle has once again transformed into the glittering heart of British diplomacy. As King Charles III and Queen Camilla rolled out the full pageantry of monarchy. To welcome German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier and First Lady Elke Budenbender. On the first day of a landmark three-day state visit, the first by a German head of state. In 27 years and the third hosted by the United Kingdom in 2025 alone. The crisp December morning began far from the castle walls, at Heathrow Airport, where the Prince and Princess of Wales stepped forward in their now customary role as the monarchy's welcoming committee for arriving heads of state. Prince William, 43, impeccably tailored in a navy overcoat, and Catherine, radiant in a bespoke royal blue ensemble, greeted the presidential couple with warm handshakes and easy conversation, before escorting them by motorcade through the winter countryside to Windsor. At the royal dais on Datchet Road, just outside the town, King Charles, 77, and Queen Camilla, 78, waited beneath the vast royal standard, fluttering high above the castle's round tower. As the presidential cars drew up, the king strode forward with genuine delight, embracing President Steinmeier in a manner that spoke of long acquaintance and shared history, a far cry from the stiff formality of decades past. A 41-gun royal salute thundered across Windsor Home Park, echoed minutes later by the historic guns at the Tower of London, marking the exact moment the state visit officially began. Then came the spectacle that only Britain can deliver. A horse-drawn carriage procession through streets lined with thousands, waving Union Jacks and German tricolors side by side. King Charles and President Steinmeier climbed aboard the magnificent Irish state coach, its maroon and gold body gleaming under weak winter sun. The enclosed glass sides a merciful shield against the December chill. Behind them, Queen Camilla and First Lady Elke Budenbender followed, in the equally resplendent Australian state coach, waving gracefully as children held aloft handmade signs reading, "Willkommen in Windsor." Closing the procession was the Scottish state coach carrying the Prince and Princess of Wales alongside two senior German officials, Dr. Dorothee Dinger, State Secretary and head of the Office of the Federal President, and David McAllister Mep, Vice President of the European People's Party. A deliberate symbol of intergenerational and cross-channel partnership. The route wound slowly past historic pubs and ancient walls, escorted by the sovereign's escort of the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment, their polished breastplates and plumed helmets catching every ray of light. Over 150 horses and 850 military personnel from all three services ensured the procession moved with breathtaking precision. A living reminder of centuries of tradition now deployed to underline modern friendship between two great European nations. As the carriages swept into Windsor Castle's quadrangle, a guard of honor formed by No. 7 Company Coldstream Guards stood motionless in scarlet tunics and bearskin caps. The band of the Grenadier Guards struck up the German national anthem, followed by "God Save the King," the notes soaring into the clear sky. As the vast royal standard snapped overhead, President Steinmeier, accompanied by King Charles, then inspected the guard with slow, deliberate steps, pausing to exchange quiet words with individual soldiers, before rejoining Queen Camilla, the First Lady, and the Prince and Princess of Wales on the dais, to watch the march past of the massed bands and troops. Fashion, as always on such occasions, carried its own diplomatic language. Queen Camilla and Princess Catherine coordinated in shades of rich sapphire blue, a subtle nod to Germany's own historic colors and to European unity. Camilla wore a silk dress beneath a cashmere top-stitch coat by Anna Valentine, topped by one of Philip Tracy's signature feathered hats, and Queen Victoria's magnificent sapphire and diamond brooch, a piece inextricably linked to Prince Albert, the German prince, who became the love of Victoria's life and reshaped British Christmas traditions forever. Catherine, celebrating British design, chose a tailored coat and dress by Sarah Burton for Alexander McQueen, the very designer of her 2011 wedding gown, over a Burberry base, completing the look with the Prince of Wales feathers brooch and sapphire earrings that once belonged to Diana, Princess of Wales. The King and Prince William mirrored the palette with navy overcoats and matching blue ties, the royal family's quiet way of presenting a united front whenever the cameras of the world are watching. Inside the castle, protocol gave way to warmer moments. The party proceeded to the green drawing room for a private lunch, followed by a specially curated exhibition from the royal collection, highlighting centuries of Anglo-German royal connections. Portraits of George I, the first Hanoverian king, delicate Meissen porcelain gifted by Frederick the Great, and personal letters between Queen Victoria and her German relatives. One highlight was Prince Albert's own sketches for the Christmas tree that would revolutionize British festive tradition in 1848. A poignant reminder that many of Britain's most cherished customs are, at root, delightfully German. While the royals remained at Windsor, President Steinmeier traveled to Downing Street for talks with Prime Minister Keir Starmer and British business leaders, discussing everything from defense cooperation and support for Ukraine to green energy partnerships and post-Brexit trade. Meanwhile, First Lady Elke Budenbender visited Judith Kerr Primary School in southeast London, named after the German-born author of The Tiger Who Came to Tea, where she read to children in both German and English. A gentle symbol of cultural bridges built one story at a time. As dusk fell, the castle began its transformation for the evening's pinnacle, the state banquet in St. George's Hall. A 6-meter Christmas tree from Windsor Great Park, adorned with 3,000 lights and ornaments in red, gold, and white, dominated the hall, another deliberate nod to German origins of the British Royal Christmas. 160 guests in white tie and glittering tiaras would soon gather beneath the vast hammerbeam roof to hear speeches from both King Charles and President Steinmeier, expected to reaffirm solidarity in turbulent times. With major renovation work still ongoing at Buckingham Palace, Windsor has become the temporary, and many say more intimate, Venue for state visits, lending occasions a warmth that the vast London palace sometimes struggles to match. The castle's ancient stones have witnessed many chapters of Anglo-German history, from conflict to reconciliation. And today they bore witness to friendship at its most exuberant. This visit is rich with historic echoes. President Steinmeier is no stranger to British soil. In November 2018 he became the first German leader ever to lay a wreath at the cenotaph alongside the royal family. On Remembrance Sunday, a moment of profound healing. 73 years after the end of World War II. Now, 7 years later, his state visit writes another chapter in a story of reconciliation that began when Queen Elizabeth II visited Germany in 1965 and continues unbroken today. For King Charles, whose German ancestry runs deep through both parents, the visit carries personal resonance. His grandfather King George VI was born a member of the House of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. And the king himself speaks fluent German, a skill he deployed warmly during his first overseas state visit as monarch to Germany in 2023. As night settled over Windsor and the castle windows glowed gold, the carriage procession, the gun salutes, and the coordinated blue ensembles all served one purpose: to show the world that Britain and Germany stand shoulder to shoulder, bound by history, family, and shared future. In an uncertain world, the ancient rituals of monarchy remain one of the most powerful and beautiful tools of diplomacy left. Tomorrow will bring more engagements. A joint address to Parliament, a wreath laying at Westminster Abbey, and a celebration of UK-German scientific collaboration. But today belonged to the horses, the carriages, and the quiet power of two nations choosing friendship in the shadow of a castle that has seen it all before. And, God willing, we'll see it many times.